So, good day everyone. Once more, Mazezoke here. I just want to speak to us briefly because some of you will know for a while I haven't given us updates about the Enugu airport, and I promise to be doing that until the airport is completed. Now, for fact checking and for those of you who keep tab with me, on our Twitter handle, or rather on my Twitter handle, which is @Mazezoke, @Mazezoke. So every day we still keep the video on the Enugu airport. So there are updates today. Very fantastic update. I hope so. And you know, the silly thing about Nigeria is that the things you hope ought to be good news most times turn out to be something else. So, today marks 75 days of the Enugu Akanu Ibiam International Airport closure. Today, the 7th of November, marks the 55 days of a contract, in quotes, in parentheses, a contract that was meant to have been signed with PW for the repair of the runway. Again, today, the 7th of November, marks the 21 day of President Muhammadu Buhari approval of the needed 10 billion naira for the airport. Then we collectively ask, as usual, where is the fund for the Enugu runway? This is one thing that we've been asking for the past 75 days. When are you going to fix Enugu International Airport runway? If we go back again, we were promised that the airport will be fixed before Christmas. Now, they said it's going to be April 2020. So, from December 2019, it's been moved to 2020. But today, the Minister of Aviation, or rather, not even today, as I speak to you, now in Nigerian time, it's about 3:51 or about after 3 o'clock or something like that. Okay, so the Minister of Aviation just left Enugu now. Okay, so I think they've gone to the Governor's Lodge, or I don't know, but what I can tell us is that today, being Thursday, the 7th of November 2019, that the Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, was in Enugu, or rather was at the International Airport, in the company of the Chairman, House Committee on Aviation, Nnolim Nnaji, and the Managing Director of Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, Captain Rabiu Yadudu. They went there for a courtesy visit to the Enugu State Governor. That is Mr. Lawrence Ifeanyi Chukwu Ugwuanyi at the Enugu State Government House. Afterwards, they headed to the airport. So, I have it also. Last week, my contacts at the airport informed me that they saw machineries being moved in and around that airport. They saw people measuring, stuff. But I didn't update us because I did not consider that they were throwing tapes up and down to be anything tangible. However, today as well, maybe because it's eye service, we don't know. Today as well, we have seen some machineries, we can see some chippings being moved in and around the airport. We would never, and we will not, relent until the Enugu airport is completed. As some people have inboxed me, those that have my number and those that follow me, some of them within the, those that believe in this government, I don't, have basically said that, Mazi, why don't you give the government kudos for approving the 10 billion naira needed for the repair of the runway and the installation of night landing facilities. And I say to whoever you have said that to me in both in private and public, I cannot repeat that enough. And I have replied you guys in Igbo, and I will do that same now. Onye Hausa ka asi otolobaya. Osi otolobaya ka ofunanya. So, meaning, yes, they have promised to do XYZ, and you want me to praise them for just promise. I cannot do any of such rubbish and nonsense until we see it. And I kept arguing. You know, I just dropped off a call, someone that called me from Enugu just right now, saying, Maz, yeah, they are here, and he would have wished that Ugwani taking his money to do that, the airport. And I said, actually, at some point I was of that opinion, actually, that the governor should, you know, get the money, do it, and reclaim that from the federal government. But as time goes on, I begin to think, no, we shouldn't. He shouldn't. This is a federal government property. They collect the tax, so let them fix it. It is their infrastructure. So if they want us to be in one nation, let them do that. If they want us to be in a nation that they think we are not marginalized, then they should go ahead and do that. But in the absence of that, there is nothing else that we can do aside to demand that they fix their airport. Many of us has been calling for restructuring, actually. If we had restructured into, you know, back to what we had in 1963, before the incursion of the military, that basically set aside that constitution in 1966. If we had the 1963 constitution, that would be a regional airport. Then the region that is called the Old Eastern Region would have been those that own the airport, and they would be the ones to fix the airport. We wouldn't have needed the federal government. While we do that, we all see the Minister of Works and Housing, Rajit Fashola, actually telling people that the roads that we have in Nigeria are not as bad as people project. Then I said to Rajit Fashola, when was the last time you've traveled on our roads? Our roads are not working. Our roads are not good because they are under the hands of the federal government. The federal government cannot fix your road from Abuja. Roads must reside with the people. However, in some states, they are even as worse as some federal, most of the federal government roads. But in Anambra, for instance, some of the roads that were done by Chris Ngige and Peter Obi are much better, and I think Anambra State has the best road network. So what am I saying here? I'm not digressing, but the essence of this message is that this country must go back to the 1963, kind of structure that will grant the region the autonomy to do some of these things that are being yanked together in the exclusive list, and is suffocating the people. There is no reason why the eastern region or the southeast region cannot own Enugu International Airport, collect the taxes, and use that tax to fix Enugu Airport when it's when it damages. And we shouldn't be waiting on Buhari's mercy to have to fix our airport. That is the height of insanity. The same thing applies to the Enugu-Onitsha Expressway. The same thing applies to Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway. The same thing applies to Owerri-Port Harcourt Expressway. So these are things that we should clamor for. Because at the end of the day, there are various school of thoughts. There are people that want outright, basically divorce of the system, to want Biafra, that is fine and good. There are some people that will want 1963, or at the minimum, whatever we agreed in the Aburi Accord. People like myself, I still believe that the barest minimum we should request is whatever we have at the Aburi Accord. Let every region be on their own. Do not come from Abuja and man an airport that is in the southeast. I have zero interest to go from Enugu and man an airport in Meduguri or an airport in Yobe. If we, like we did before, and we had rapid development, that is what we should be yearning, and that is what myself, Mazezoke, that is what I stand for. That is what I want, that is, if wishes were horse, if wishes were horses, actually, that's what I would have wanted to happen. I would want a situation where things work differently than they do today. It is unbelievable. However, be that as it may, this is the current state where we find ourselves. Many of you that think until we have a state of Biafra before we start talking, no. I actually want to disagree. Reason is, while you hope for the best, be prepared for the worst. You're hoping to, we are collectively hoping to get to that land of freedom, to the land where we shall determine our future. However, in today's reality, we are still human. We are still within this state. And whatever is due for us in today's state of Nigeria, we must demand that our rights, as it were today, must be given to us. No apology. And we cannot apologize, and we cannot beg. So, people, the update from me, Mazezoke, is one, that the campaign to sustain, until this airport is done. And I promise, once the airport is done, I would, as I have been doing, I would take a tour of that airport and update us. If the night landing facilities that they talked about, they're going to be installing, if they have done that. But even before then, we will be intermittently, trying to visit the site and update us on what is happening. But my promise remains that the moment the airport is completed, ndị Igbo si, ojebele jelu ka ala eze, onaba anaba ya ka kwala ya bụ eze. Meaning, on your way out, you inform the king. On your way back, try and inform the king. So my viewers are the king. So on my way out, I informed you, and I took all of us along that we must, get this airport to work. And I think, and I pat all of you in the back, we have done a fantastic job. For the first time for 75 days, 75 freaking days, I have been on this, and some of you have joined me on this mission. For 75 days, every single day, we keep asking questions to the Minister of Aviation and to Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria and to the Chairman of Governors, Southeastern Governors Forum, Dave Omahi. So these three people, every single day in the last 75 days, we've kept them on their toes. Now they've gone to Enugu today, and they are looking at it. They are looking at, whatever they did inside, I am not aware. I did not go there with them. But at least I've got the pictures. I've got, some of the clips showing, what they've done. And that's fine. That's fun and good. We will not relent. We will keep them to their toes. It's a promise. And it is a promise to the Igbo nation that I will, as long as there is life, I will endeavor and I will try to ensure that we hold them to account. We've done 75 days now, is close to 3 months, 2 months plus now, and we have up to December, then we have up to April. So basically about 4 months plus we still have to go. So As we say in Igbo, esibe ayanolana gana. When the chef begins to cook non-stop, the visitor will stay without going. Once more, this is Maze's, okay? So let us keep demanding for the right thing to be done within the Igbo nation. That is the minimum we can do for ourselves, for our kids, and for generations